Patrick, hit us with some stats, won't you?
Joe was released, originally premiered August 30th, 2013 at the Venice International Film Festival, but opened wide on April 11th, 2014 in the United States with a budget of $4 million, and it only made $2.4 million. Not exactly like a movie I would run to the theater to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you leave the theater, you kind of want to be hopeful after, and I don't know. That being, I mean, I went to see Pig in the theater, so I guess, yeah.
There's hope there.
Pig was happier than this movie by a lot.
Oh, God, by far.
Yeah. I think they both end on a positive note, though.
They do, yeah. This was directed by David Gordon Green, who is, as I said in the last episode, one of my favorites. But he's mostly known for comedy. But he's done some pretty serious drama as well. But he's very known for Pineapple Express, the Seth Rogen and that other guy that we don't talk about anymore movie, and The Sitter with Jonah Hill. Our Brand is Crisis, which was. I feel like that was a fairly decent size hit as well. That was more of a kind of a serious take. I don't know. I haven't seen it, so I have no idea. But then he's hooked up with Danny McBride on a ton of stuff. Worked on Your Highness, that movie with him and who was it? Was it Emma Watson? Natalie Portman.
No, it's Natalie Portman. Yeah,
Natalie Portman. And then he did Eastbound and Down with him, Vice Principals, and Righteous Gemstones, which is actually airing right now. And this is for people who don't know, but Danny McBride actually co-wrote the new Halloween trilogy.
Oh, I didn't know that. I did see him in the credits for Joe. He was one of the producers.
Yep. Yeah. Seems like he's teams up with David Gordon Green for pretty much everything that he does. I don't really know what the relationship is there. I should have probably researched it, but I'm guessing that they're just friends from way back, and they've worked together for a long time now. Eastbound and Down is one of my favorite TV shows of all time. Vice Principals was amazing. I haven't watched Righteous Gemstones yet, but it's very high on my list of things I gotta jump into.
I'm waiting for it to finish up so I can watch it because I love everything these two guys do. That's why when I saw him as a director, I was like, whoa, I've never seen him do something this dark. And I take that back. I've never seen him do anything this serious.
Yeah.
Because Eastbound and Down and Vice Principals get pretty dark.
Even so, I really love the movie Prince Avalanche, which is kind of another indie movie that a lot of people haven't heard of, but it was brought to David Gordon Green by Explosions in the Sky, which is one of my favorite bands, and they kind of like had this vague story, but they had all this music that they wanted to put to these visuals of like these guys repairing the roads after a big fire in Texas. And then they also worked together on, I think it's called Manglehorn. I haven't actually seen that one yet, but Prince Avalanche, even that is funny. It's a serious movie, but it also has elements of comedy, and I really didn't feel any of that comedy in this movie. This movie is just devoid of anything that David Gordon Green is really like known for, which is kind of crazy. Like to go from, maybe he just needed a break from comedy. That's why he decided to do this. I need to do something super serious.
Yeah.
I'm not exactly sure what attracted him to the project specifically. This was written by Gary Hawkins, who mostly has done documentaries and stuff, but he did a documentary about the author of the book, Joe, Larry Brown. He did this documentary called The Rough South of Larry Brown. And so I guess he just decided to kind of take Joe and turn it into a film. He hasn't really done anything else film-wise, which is kind of crazy. Going from documentaries to this, which is kind of crazy. This was shot by Tim Orr, who has also shot most of David Gordon Green's films. He also shot Seeking a Friend for the End of the World. I don't know if you guys saw that one with Steve Carell, which is...
I think I did.
It is Steve Carell, right?
Yeah.
And then he did Pee-wee's Big Holiday.
Definitely saw that.
I saw that one.
Yeah, Pee-wee, I guess that would be Pee-wee's third movie,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
That one I didn't love nearly as much as the first two.
Nah, it wasn't that good.
No,
Pee-wee's Big Adventure is one of my favorite movies ever.
Yeah.
yeah.
I actually really like the was it Big Top Pee-wee?
Big Top Pee-wee.
I actually really like that one because it was on a lot when I was a kid, so I think there's nostalgia for it. Because I watched Pee-wee's Playhouse all the time. I actually recently went back and watched all of the Pee-wee's Playhouse episodes.
Jeez,
which don't really play well as an adult, but there are funny moments. Yeah. This was edited by Colin Patton, who also has worked on a lot of David Gordon Green projects, basically from 2013 on everything that David Gordon Green has done. I think Prince Avalanche might have been the first thing that they worked on together, but he also worked on The Good Place, Pitch Perfect 3, and then he was an assistant on Borat, Knocked Up, Yes Man, and Funny People, that Judd Apatow movie that everybody seems to hate, but I love that movie.
Funny People, yeah.
Funny People's one of my favorites, and I don't know why it gets so much hate.
I think it's because people were expecting it to be more Adam Sandler-y, and it was not at all.
That was exactly why it was good.
I know. I really appreciate that he played a more serious, neutral character instead of the over the top Billy Madison, Grown Ups, slapstick comedy guy.
If you like funny people and you like Adam Sandler being somewhat serious but also goofy at the same time, you should watch Punch Drunk Love at some point. Oh yeah, God, that movie's great.
That's another movie that I think has kind of fallen off of people's radar.
Definitely, yeah.
It's really good, especially going back. I feel like it aged really well.
Mm-hmm. It was Paul Thomas Anderson, I think. And then the music was done by David Wingo, who did Gentlemen Broncos. And I completely forgotten about Jared Hess movie. He's the guy who did Napoleon Dynamite and Nacho Libre. But Gentlemen Broncos is one of the weirdest things I've ever seen. But it's super enjoyable just for the weird factor of it. Stupid movie, but funny, and there are some really funny parts. And he also did the music for Mud. That I think that was that Matthew McConaughey movie.
Oh yeah.
All right. And then he did Barry, that show for HBO. With, God, why am I blanking on all these names?
Bill Hader,
yeah. And then also the music was co-written by Jeff McIlwain, who also did The Sitter and has worked on pretty much everything David Gordon Green has worked on. And also there is one little piece of music done by Weston Cage Coppola, Nicolas Cage's son.
What the hell?
Who has also been in a few movies. He was in Lord of War in a bit part, and then Rage, the other Nick Cage movie, and 211. So he's worked with his dad 3 times as an actor. And then I don't really know. I just saw it in the credits of like Weston Cage Coppola did one little piece of music. So I was like, I have to call that out.
Yeah.
Maybe it was the thrash metal he was listening to.
Maybe. It might have been, actually. Yeah. Rotten Tomatoes gave this an 86%, 7.3 out of 10 on 135 reviews. Audience score was 68%, which makes sense. This is definitely a critic's film. More than an audience film. It's not a crowd pleaser, that's for sure. Metacritic gave it a 74%. And then IMDb gave it a 6.9 out of 10. No cinema score. I'm guessing it didn't get a wide enough release.
Yeah.
But yeah, kind of same sentiment across the board as 7.3, 68, 74, 6.9. So right around 7 is what pretty much everybody gave it.